Here we go.
Great.
And I'm going to go full screen on this. You do have somebody online, Isaac.
Hi, Isaac. All right. So before we get started, if you have a device, if you brought a device with you, a phone, a tablet, a laptop, you want to just open a browser, or if you have the Kahoot app, which I think a lot of moms do because they do it a lot at school. You want to go to kahoot.it and just leave it. It'll ask you for a pin. I'm going to give you the pin later on the presentation. But it should be fun. All right, so let's get started. So knitting it all together. So I chose this title of this talk, and I realized that knitting is more of a quiet verb, right? But today is not going to be quiet. It's going to be really active and really interactive. And I primed the pump here. I gave you guys some chocolate, a little sugar, okay? We're going to have a lot of fun. So let's get started. The agenda, I'm going to give about 15 minutes of this info talk. And that's just because we're going to talk about the tools, Lean Six Sigma for continuous improvement, project management with the foundation of PMI, Project Management Institute, and change management using the methodology of ProSci change management. And I'm not sure where everybody is in their learning of these, so I'm just going to do a brief overview. And you all have to pay attention, because then we're going to have fun. We're going to have a trivia quiz based on that 15-minute talk. That's called a Kahoot. And these, if you weren't here, are the fabulous prizes. And then for the last 10 minutes, that's where I'll get into how we knit it all together and why at UCSD we chose these tools. If we have time, I have Q&A and I have a bonus Kahoot if you'd like to too. So our learning outcomes today, I would like you to be able to walk away being able to define each methodology and why UC San Diego chose it. You should be able to describe how Lean Six Sigma project management and organizational change management tools can be used together by a university to handle large-scale change. And you should also be able to demonstrate how these three tools being used at UC San Diego. I get that question a lot, which is like, we have so many tools, when am I supposed to use them all? So those are our learning outcomes for today. So why are we here? Why Process Palooza? I mean, it's super fun, why not, right? And why these tools? Why did we choose these tools? Well, I'm pretty sure nobody can argue we're undergoing large-scale complex change. You can see it, it's visible on campus. We literally have a train running, right? And we have unprecedented construction. So it's historical in terms of the number of construction projects that we run into, and that affects us. It affects our parking, it affects even our pedestrian walkways. So change is all around us. And as a university and as an institution, we need some tools to handle this change. So what do we believe in? What tools did we choose? And why did we choose them? First, we believe in Agile software development. Sorry, am I still
message? Can that be minimized? Or?
Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. No, I'm glad. No, not at all. Bill will be back in a second. Thank you. Yes. Just holler too. Again, interactive. So, what do we believe in at UC San Diego? Agile software development, and we'll get into what that is. ProSci, that's the methodology that we believe in. That's a tool that we chose to handle organizational change management. Project management, and we use PMI methodology, although that's really our foundational principles. We pull in a lot of project management tools. That's really our foundation. And then the reason for the season for today, right? Lean Six Sigma, the star tool of the day at Process Palooza. So what I'm going to do now is go into each of those tools. I'm not going to cover them. I'm going to tell you where to find out more information about each of them. But I'm going to give you the bullets or the highlights that, for the purposes of this talk, should help knit it all together. So our first tool, ProSci Change Management. So it's a 5-step program. The mnemonic is ADCAR. But We don't need to learn about that, right, for the purposes of this session. If you would like to learn more about ADKAR and pro-side change management, Bernadette Hahn will be giving a talk and walking you through those steps at 1 p.m. today in this room. And she will go through all of organizational change management. Here are the bullets that I want you to take away. Remember this, quick. One, the way that we've implemented pro-side change management on this campus is that we think about change management from the beginning. Two, so think about change management from the beginning before we go on. Right when you think of an initiative, like we're going to change the way we schedule classes, immediately we think of who's that going to affect? Whose lives are we changing? And that's when we start thinking about change management. And that's different. A lot of people use the tools in different ways, but here at UC San Diego, we want to think about change management from the beginning. The second is that there's a cycle of change management. And look, we already talked about everything that's going on campus, right? So they have a cycle, and for every change, you're on that cycle. Sometimes you're feeling angry when you can't find a parking spot. Sometimes you're feeling okay, we're gonna stop printing, that's great for the trees. And then sometimes you're feeling maybe a little upset again because, wait, it's good for the trees, but I need to just still print that one form, right? So it changes, and we're all on that cycle, and we're all at different spots, and it changes. But the third takeaway, and that's the takeaway that we use at UC San Diego, is that wherever people are, we need to meet them where they are. So wherever they're feeling, however they're feeling on that cycle of change management with any given change, it's our responsibility to meet them where they are. So those 3 takeaways for change management. Next one, project management. They also have a 5-step program. It's the worst acronym, it's PMBOK. It doesn't mean anything. It stands for Project Management Body of Knowledge. They should have just said our project stuff. So they're good at projects, they're not good at mnemonics. Okay. What I want you to take away is 3 things. They work with milestones and deliverables. So taking something very big and complex and breaking it down into digestible chunks. That's all we need to know about project management. In addition, there's transparency. So if you're doing it right and you're using tools, then anybody who's involved in a project at any given time should be able to tell you roughly what's going on in that project. And we really value that here. We really value transparency. And the third is accountability. So everybody involved in a project, it's all hands on deck. We need everybody to help. We need action items assigned, and then there's accountability. And it's okay if we don't finish our action items or meet a deadline, but there has to be that communication so that, again, it feeds back into the transparency so that everybody knows what's going on. Let's get a realistic current state picture. Next tool, Lean Six Sigma for continuous improvement. So real briefly, and if you'd like to learn more about Lean Six Sigma, there is white belt training. If you haven't gone through any training, there's white belt training in room 111A at 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock today. So you can learn more about this tool and delve deeper in. But just for the purposes of today, Lean is equivalent to reducing waste. Six Sigma is equivalent to reducing defects. So if your process was to stop printing, Lean might be ceasing that extra paper, and the Six Sigma portion of it would be if you're printing, then every copy should be a good copy. We don't want copies that you printed and that are wasted. So again, a 5-step, very popular. DMAIC it's called. You can see those letters up on the stage: define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. But I don't want you to do that. If you want to learn more, you can go to the white belt training. All that we want to take away are 2 bullets. 1, for this define and analyze phase, see here at define, we rely on the subject matter experts. And I'm so excited because I actually see people here who are subject matter experts and have worked on projects right? At other institutions, it's very popular for institutions to bring a group of consultants in. It's a great cost to the university. No offense to the consultants, we all know and love consultants, but it's a great cost to the university. And also it is bringing somebody in to say, can you please tell us about our process? So for instance, if it's scheduling classes, we would say to the consultants, can you please come in and tell us how we schedule classes? And it sounds kind of odd, but most universities do it that way. What we've done here is we rely on our subject matter experts. So who's scheduling classes? The faculty that teach the classes and arrange them? Yes. Another subject matter expert group would be our registrar, right? And then another group would be our departmental and divisional representatives who are actually in the academic departments and working to schedule the classes. Summer session too. So we bring all of those people together in a work group, and we say, tell us what our process is. Can you please put together all of these pieces? And that's something that's very unique to UC San Diego. It follows a tenet that I love that Steve Jobs said, where he said at Apple, we don't come to work and tell people what to do. We come to work to have them tell us what to do. The second bullet that I want you to remember is that we pay attention to change management for control. So here's that 5-step process. It looks like controls at the end of process improvement. So if we said we're going to stop printing, and we say, yay, project over with, initiative over with, and we walk out the door, then everybody's supposed to stop printing, right? Does that happen? No. And if it's what we've seen is that other institutions that bring consultants in, that bring outsiders in, the consultants are like, okay, stop printing, see ya, right? But what we've done, because we're focusing on our subject matter experts and asking them to define the process and analyze it from the beginning, they're driving the solution. They're telling us what works for their business process, and they're empowered to have the control. So for instance, when we implemented a new system for the Office for Students with Disabilities in order to manage student accommodations. By the time we launched the system, we had a 100% adoption rate. We gave an extra quarter for people who were using the system for a little bit of recidivism there, right? So if they wanted to go back to the tool or straddle both tools for a little bit. We didn't even need it. We had a 100% adoption rate. That doesn't happen, and the only reason it happens is because we have the subject matter experts driving the process from the beginning. Those are our 2 bullets for that. Last tool, I promise, and then we're going to have our fun quiz. Agile development. So it used to be that we would want some new software built or a vended product configured. And we'd go to our IT teams and we would say, here's our business requirements. So for instance, we would say to the IT team, here are our requirements. We'd like you to build us a green car. And the IT team would step back. And 6 or 8 months later, they'd come back and say, here you go. Here's your olive green Astro minivan. And you're like, I thought I was getting a Kelly green Ferrari. That's what I meant by green car, right? So we were missing that feedback loop with the subject matter experts. Now that we've moved to Agile Development, again, we're involving our subject matter experts from the beginning and saying, what is it that you need? When you said fast car, do you think fast is 35 to 40 miles an hour? Or were you think Audubon fast? When you said you wanted tires, do you want run flats? Do you want spinners? Do you want fat rims? What do you want, right? The building is modular so that you're not getting these monolithic products and monolithic systems where changing anything is very difficult. There's continuous delivery. So as soon as I get the tires, I'm pushing out the tires to you saying, hey, check out these tires. Is this what you were thinking? Is this what you were thinking? And while you're testing it out, I'm working on something else. Again, not these huge monolithic products, so we're looking at promoting sustainable products. If one module goes out and another system comes in and takes care of something for it, we can just break off that module and keep going. It's not going to break the whole product. And again, I can't emphasize enough collaboration with the subject matter experts in this continuous delivery and cycle and feedback loop. Okay, so quick review. We've got pro-side change management, and our takeaway is that we think about change management from the beginning. Lean Six Sigma process improvement, and in the define stage, we rely on subject matter experts, and in the control phase, we think about change management from the beginning. We're starting to see some themes. Agile development, again, we utilize subject matter expert collaboration. Another thing I didn't mention was that we welcome late changes with Agile development. So if you're doing this right, the focus is on the customer. What? Focus is on the customer? Yeah, it's true. So we're focusing on the subject matter experts and the fact that they're our customer and that our business is serving that business process need, right? So we welcome late changes and say, okay, let's adjust. And lastly, project management, milestones and deliverables. We believe in transparency and we believe in accountability. We're starting to see some themes. So let's look at these in a timeline. So you come up with a great idea. Yay, we're going to change the way we schedule classes on campus. It's a nightmare. Okay, right, as soon as you have that thought, you think, change management from the beginning, right? That was our bullet. So when we think of change management from the beginning, who's going to be affected? We already recognized our faculty, our registrar, our summer session, and our departments, so we can get our subject matter experts on those work groups. Then we bring in process improvement. We haven't even started the project yet. We just want our subject matter experts to define the process and drive the improvements to the process. Then we can look at project management. Again, our subject matter experts giving feedback, testing the product, and managing the changes. And lastly, our Agile development. We need our subject matter expert work groups for the Agile feedback loop. Are we starting to see that theme? Guess what? It's game time. All right. Think you got it? Whoops. Your Kahoot's loading. In a minute, a pin is gonna appear on the screen. If you could, you want to put in your, you're going to put in the pin, and then you're going to enter your name. Nice names only. And then we're going to play. So type in that pin. Type in your name. Here we go. To Allie, Quantum, Ivy, Shay Shay, Vicky, Abby, TCS, Natalie. Awesome. Okay, we've got more than 16 people. Anybody else? Anyone else? Still trying? Yeah, take a minute. Okay, so the way this is going to work is a question's going to pop up on the screen. There'll be 4 answers, and the options will be color-coded on the screen. The options will appear on your screen, and you can choose. And we'll see who wins our fabulous prizes. All right, we good? Let's get started. Are you ready? I'll read the questions out loud. Which method welcomes change in requirements, even late?
How do you see the question?
Can you scroll down?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Oh, good job. Sorry, it's here we go. All right, I think everybody got a chance. Okay, quantum's in first. Aubrey's in second. Here we go. Which tool is based on continuous delivery? Can you see it? Two, one. Tough. All right. Next question. Okay, Nikki G went ahead. Gina. All right. Here we go. Next question. Ready? Which methodology gives us tools for process improvement? 2, 1. Right. Okay, everybody. Nikki G's up there. Gina. Aubrey's coming up there too, though. Keep it at the heels. Ready? Okay, which tool is used by software development teams? Two, one. All the above. That was a tricky one. Okay, I got a tricky one coming up. Oh, Nikki G's up there. She's fast. You get extra points for being fast. All right, which methodology offers certification for practitioners? All the above, I know, it's tricky. All right, a couple more. In Lean Six Sigma, who do we rely on to define a process? Leadership, subject matter experts, management, or consultants? Yeah, that's great. All right. There's one takeaway, that would be it. Oh, Casey's coming up. All right, which is a design cycle based on 12 principles? Good. Ooh, Casey. Right there. Nice. Nice. All right, there's the leaderboard. Anybody getting competitive? You need some chocolate? All right, here's a bonus question. What does PMBOK stand for?
Oh.
All right. Here we go. I know I'm sorry about that. It's not fitting. All right. Ooh, Allie jumped up. Okay. Okay, we have two more questions. Which methodology uses milestones and deliverables? Three, two, one. Milestones and deliverables. It's project management. Great. Ooh, Shay. Thumbs up. Good job. Okay, in a project, last question. When should you engage in change management? Three, two, one. All right, the big reveal here. Get results. Nikki G. Shay got second. Okay. Yay! Here you go. Yes, thank you. You're welcome. Are you Shay? Yes. Shay. Yeah, Shay. Okay. And Allie. You can get your. Yeah. You want to show your surprises? Your fabulous prize. UC San Diego swag. And Shayna's from UC Irvine, so good. We're sending her home. UC San Diego swag. Great. So was that fun? How many people like that? Fun? It was great, right? I say it's interactivity, but even for introverts, right? All right. So let's get back to this. Thanks for playing. So now we get to the part where we knit it all together. So Moshan had mentioned during the intro She and myself and a couple of others who are on Business Excellence Community of Practice and Lean Bench and Process, we've been going actually all over the country speaking about all of the exciting things that we've been doing, because we do recognize that it's completely different than what a lot of other universities are doing. You know, I'm sure that there are universities that are like, you know, looking at all of our festive candy letters that you make up. I mean, who gets that excited about process improvement? It's us, but we embrace it. But when we've been speaking about it for the past year, we always have this slide. Why are you doing this? Why are you focused on process? And as I was thinking about this speech, I've reflected back on Goal 5, which for us, this is our strategic plan. And it's creating an agile, sustainable, and supportive infrastructure by ensuring dedication to service people and financial stewardship. Through the entire text, the word of the strategic plan, the word efficient is used 11 times. So we're really focused on efficiency. However, I don't think that's why we chose the tools. And that's the realization that made me want to give this talk. So has anybody read Simon Sinek's Start With Why? Anyone? Okay. So it's a great book. And if you know me, I'm always like, I've got a great book for it. I read every book, but this is really a great book. So what Simon Sinek says, this author, who has studied corporations and teams and institutions and what actually drives sincere loyalty throughout the creation of their products, etc., is that he believes that there are very few companies and institutions that really remember who they are, and through a sustained amount of time remember who they are. So here's your example. Most companies know what they do. If you work for HP and you walk into work, people say, what do you do? And you say, I build computers. Done, right? That's what I do. Some companies know how they do it. You work for HP and you say, what do you do? We build really great computers. Want to buy one? There are very few companies and institutions that remember why they do it. So Apple is one of those companies. And what Apple says is, we believe in breaking the status quo. We are consistently challenging the status quo in everything that we do. And we believe in innovation. We happen to make great computers. Want to buy one? Yeah, I want to get in on that club, right? And that's what drives this incredible customer loyalty and also their employee loyalty. So getting back to this, I think when we were citing Goal 5, we were thinking about the what we do, right? We deliver student education, excellent student education. And we might have been thinking about the how we do it. How do you do it? We do it really efficiently. But I think that we lost sight of the why. So I submit to you, we focus on goal number 1. And goal number 1 is delivering educational and overall experience that develops students who are capable of solving problems and leading and innovating in a diverse and interconnected world. So what's the thread that knits all the tools together? You may have seen it start to come out. Number 1, we focus on our people. We don't bring outside consultants in to tell us how to do our business, right? And that's because we empower our people. We empower our subject matter experts because we trust that they know what they're doing. And we trust that they know how to lead us to innovate, right? So again, the tools are change management, Lean Six Sigma, Agile, project management. Yes, it is going to lead us to getting sustainable, nimble, agile projects and initiatives and infrastructure. But what I really think we should be saying is that we believe we have staff and faculty who are capable of solving problems, who are capable of leading, and who are capable of innovating in our diverse and interconnected world, because the tools that we use focus on our people, empower our people, and trust our people. That's the thread that knits it together. That's all I have for now. I'd like to take your questions. Ask me anything. And then if you want, I got another Kahoot that we can do too. So any questions about any of the tools or the way that we're implementing them and utilizing them at UC San Diego? No, it's tough to break in. If not, I have 2 more things I can read to you. Okay, it's tough to answer in a big room. Okay, so nobody asked, but I actually, for me personally, for my leadership style, I wanted to bring in 2 other tools that are not talked about here, but that we actually do believe in at UC San Diego. The one is Clifton Strengths. So Clifton Strengths is, and I'll go through each of the tools. The other one's Radical Candor, and I think you may have seen me speak on 1 or 2 of these before. So Clifton Strengths is a collection, and if you don't know, we are actually a Clifton Strengths-based campus, and you can bring in Clifton Strengths experts and trainers into your units if you're interested. They're run out of the Career Services office. It's a collection of 34 strengths in 4 categories. Your employees or your team members take an assessment, and then afterwards they receive their top 5 strengths. Why I like this tool, and I feel like it should be promoted, because it falls in line with what I was just talking about. For managers, it helps employees play to their strengths in the most time-effective way. It also helps managers build teams. So one of the things we did in the past couple of years with academic affairs was create these distributed application teams. So it's okay. We don't have to have all the strengths in our one unit, right? And maybe somebody in your unit has a great strength, but you don't have a project for them to utilize that strength. What we'd like to do is see more projects where we're pulling from different teams. So for distributed application development, I know it was called DAD, but in distributed application development, we pulled people in from biology who were on the IT team. We pulled in user experience experts from biology and academic affairs IT. We pulled in some database expertise from the School of Engineering and brought those people together on a team and pulled them into that project because of their strengths. So I think if we capitalize on people's strengths, it helps us build better teams. And for organizations, again, back to that same core value of empowerment, that we're empowering managers to say, you know, I recognize this strength, and I would like to help promote this person's strength. I don't have space for it in mine. Can we get this person on a different project? So empowering our managers to make those decisions and developing our employees, it's only going to help the health of our organization. So again, you don't need to memorize it, but it's just these are the 4 categories and these are the strengths. And then if you've heard me speak before, I really believe in Radical Candor. Started up in Silicon Valley with Kim Scott, who was an executive at several companies, including Apple and Google, and what she believes in. And so this is a method of communication. This is a tool that's a method of communication. It's where you care personally, you know, you're empathetic, and you're utilizing your empathy as your skill in management, and where it meets challenging directly. So having some open and honest conversations as well. So it's a method of communication. And we speak about that a lot at BCOP if you want more information, and it's a great book. So what I think is if you are utilizing these tools here, here's your set of communication tools that help you with the blockers in each of these. So if you have a blocker in change management, someone who's not really happy about a change, hopefully you can use some of the strengths training or your Radical Candor to help you move through resistance or blockers. Same with process improvement, same with project management, same with agile development. But going back to empowering our managers, empowering our team members, and really having open communication. Want to do another Kahoot? Yeah?
Sure.
Let's see. Thanks, Jen. All right. That was quick. I know. This is a quick one. It's only like a couple questions. I don't know what to, sorry I put the screen cutting off. All right. Ready to join? All right, there's your pin. Move out of the way. 293349. There's your pin. Enter your name. I don't have prizes for this. Your presence is your presence. But I know, I've seen this group. You guys are competitive. I like it. All right. So this is also an app, and they use it in classrooms a lot, and we've used it across campus for training purposes, especially with students. They use it in career services and other organizations. Cool. So the students are used to using it. Always that's our chasing the students. All right. About ready? Oh, I'll let you. Ta-da. Ready? All right, here we go. 5 questions, easy peasy. Where is radical candor on the quadrant? That quadrant I showed you. Is it high, care personally with low, challenge directly? Low, care personally with low, challenge directly? I gave you more time. Oh, sorry. High, care personally with high, challenge directly, or low, care personally with high, challenge directly? Top. Yeah, so high, care personally with high, challenge directly. Yeah, that's tough. I gave you more time. Ivy, Edgar, hello. How many strengths are in Clifton Strengths Finder? 30, 37, 36, or 34? 8 seconds. 6. When? Okay. All right. Leaderboard's still looking pretty good. Come on, somebody break in. Which of these is not a radical candor category? Rudeness, empathy, obnoxious New Yorker, radical candor, manipulative insincerity. Yeah. Okay, it's okay because I'm a New Yorker, but this one's actually obnoxious aggression. You know, there's such thing as a little too much candor. Oh, Edgar's in the lead. Good job. Come on, somebody break into the top 3. Hello, Kima. All right, 2 more questions. In Clifton Strengths Finder, people receive how many strengths? Top 3, top 1, top 5, or top 10? All right. Yeah, it's top 5. And they get a little printout with each of their top 5. And there's actually a book where you can read about all the different. And they actually have done little videos too, so that you talk about your strengths and what they mean in the context of work and your life. All right, last question. When should we use Clifton Strengths Finder? When we want to discover our employees' weakness, before performance evaluations, when we want to pinpoint gaps for training, and we want to play to our strengths. Play to our employees' strengths. Oh, the screen's okay, it's cutting off. Yeah. All right. Yes, that was it. All right. All right. The big reveal. Edgar. Well done. Well done. Great. So that's it. So that's all I have for today. Did you guys like the Kahoots?
Yes.
Yeah. Fun. Let's talk. Any Any comments, any questions? Did you feel like you met your learning outcomes where you're able to define the tools, if not briefly, put them in a project challenge? Yeah.
What do you find is the trickiest stage or step? Because I would think that the trickiest thing would be people who are threatened or adverse or confused about the how to change things. I think would come more the people part and the emotional end of it and the reaction to it, especially if you have to then present, like if you're the subject matter expert and you don't want to say what's bad about your process, but you really should, because we're going to help you figure it out, whatever, you know. I think that people part is the trickiest.
You know what? Can I call on some of your, Jennifer, like you've been on a team as a subject matter expert for CAPT majors. What was that experience like talking about?
I mean, I think we had a lot of challenges, but I think the thing that has always stood out to me the most, and why we use this particular group as a model, is that we had everybody in the room. We had the subject matter experts, we had the program head in the room, we had Erin in the room, and so we were able to drill down deep and to sort things out almost immediately. Even if we didn't have agreement when we were working on things and it took several iterations, at least everybody was in the room and you knew that everybody had to get on that train. So we knew the train was leaving the station, and so we needed to work together, but there was a real synergy because of that, because everybody's voices were heard, and there was a lot of respect.
It was such a great group. There was really great chemistry, and we laughed. We were like, we can't get them to stop meeting. Just because they loved having that camaraderie. They loved having the opportunity to talk about. CAPT majors is, we have several controlled majors on campus that require an evaluation process. It's very, very time intensive, very labor intensive. And it sounds like it's a couple of CAP majors, but we're a STEM campus. Moda is a STEM campus, but it affects over 75% or 3/4 of our undergraduates. They're the ones who are going through this process. So huge impact for them, and I agree, it was a very open discussion and obviously needed. That was the thing, that we needed a forum for that discussion.
And we used our time very efficiently. When we were meeting, we'd meet for 1 hour. So we knew what we had, and we always accomplished what we needed to do in that hour. There was not kind of a lag or a layover of that. So we kind of met, it checked a lot of boxes for people, but also the connectivity, the human dimension of it was also respected a great deal.
Absolutely. And I was needed. Yeah.
So to build on that question, so in terms of the change process cycle,
Yes.
this is so big. What is the most challenging obstacle? Is it like the size? Is it defining goals? Or?
We have so many challenges. From a broader perspective, yes, I think, I think with each of these tools too, I heard somebody say, well, we're trying to find a perfect solution. We are not trying to find a perfect solution. We're trying to make a step forward and then iterate. Step forward and iterate, step forward and iterate. So yes, choosing the fact that we chose to replace all of our enterprise systems, so our student system, our financial system, our payroll, HR systems, everything being replaced all at once, it's a really difficult decision and presents many unique challenges, but I think we get around that challenge by not trying to get it perfectly right, by just making sure we see some process, and like Jennifer was saying, and then iterating and continuing to improve. So continuous improvement. Yeah. Notice just the takeaway too. Notice I think in a lot of leadership, one of the tricky things is getting leadership to push out the strategy and push out what we're working on. But you notice I didn't mention that with any of the tools, right? At this campus, we're putting it back to empowering your managers, empowering your team members, empowering our subject matter experts. and it's helpful when leaders come forward with strategic vision, but I think when we look for the subject matter experts, we have them tell us what to do. Thank you so much for joining me. The video will be posted on the website, and then the slides will also be posted. The poo-poo, I don't think. Yeah. That was good.